soul. Why am I here just wasting my time, wishing and praying you were my girl? Why am I here just wasting my time, wishing and praying?
All right, folks, this is WFM Radio 93.3 and 93.9 FM, and we have the man himself with us. We're talking about Mr. Worldwide, Patrick Dells. Good morning, sir.
Blessed Mikey, how you doing today, brother? It's
I'm
a long
good.
time, we've been off for a while.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm trying to be good, man.
You're trying? Are you being...
Well, I'm trying, because you have to try. Just 2 years came up from the hospital to see a friend of mine who's dying from cancer,
Dying from cancer?
Yeah, dying. Yeah, she dying from cancer. I think the cancer is on her brain now. And when the cancer gets into the brain, it's very difficult,
Yeah,
she's in and out, sometimes she comes in and then sometimes she goes out and she comes back in again. And that cancer started in the uterus, and that's why women, I want to mention to women that it's very imperative that a woman do a pap smear, every year or every so often. Not only to pick up dysplasia or epithelial cells that is abnormal, but also for cervical cancer,
Right.
because this sister cancer started in her uterus. She had uterine cancer, and they removed the uterus. But as I said before, even though the organ or the uterus was removed, sometimes one cell get away and hide, and come back at a later date. And I think that's what happened to her. So the cancer came back, and it went into her pelvis. And when the cancer gets into the pelvis, it's very difficult, because that tumor was very big there. You know what I mean? And they did an operation, and during the operation, her kidney was damaged, so it's even worse. So she had to wear a bag, and now the cancer is in her lung, it's in her brain, so she can't keep anything down. And once you have cancer and you can't keep foods down, it's difficult, So she's right now in the general hospital, so we're going to pray for her and make sure that, whatever happens,
So there's nothing a herbalist could do to...
No, not anybody. Them herbalists fool you all and tell you all they could do this and do that, and you can't do nothing for nobody in the hospital anyway. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like a brother from St. Lucia, he's in a hospice in Miami, and is trained in herbal medicine, and tell me that because a person is dying in there in the hospital, cancers in the brain, in the lung, in the liver, in the pelvis, you know what I mean? They can go and save them. What, Jesus Christ? It don't work like that. Because, as I said before, once these diseases take over the cells, it is difficult, to repair the diseases. So we just have to pray for the family and make sure that everybody's all right, But, and that's the reason why I come back and say again today, man. See the book right here? See what it says?
Detox.
5 dozen ways to detoxify your body, man. The different ways.
Wow.
5 dozen ways to detoxify your body. I mean, I have my way, and then I have other doctors have their way who are open-minded. You have some herbalists have their way of detoxifying the body. But at the end of the day, detoxification is very significant in keeping the body well. You know what I mean? I want to talk to Grenadians again today. Grenadian people, you're coming in with cancer at an alarming rate. You understand? Because you're not listening. You know what I mean? You're not listening. You only eat every 3 and 4 times per day. You know what I mean? And go lay down with food in your belly at night. You're not listening. You know what I mean? And then when the cancer comes, you're on the run and try to get better. It don't work like that. You have to prevent cancers. So we're going to talk a little bit about cleansing and detoxification today. Okay, Mikey? And then I will give you some tips on what you can do to create a hostile environment in your body so that cancer can develop, because any one of us could get it. Don't forget, I'm a herbalist. I try to eat right, but possibility I can get cancer too. Because I know a lot of people who are vegetarian get cancer. I know a lot of people who work out in the gym and eat, they say they so-called eating right every day, they get cancer. You know what I'm saying? I know a herbalist wife got cancer. You know what I'm saying? So, any one of us can get it, but we have to create a hostile environment in order for us to prevent ourselves from coming in with cancers, man. All right?
Yes. Right.
So we're going to talk about the different ways of cleansing and detoxifying the body.
Right.
Because remember that the body has cells, right? Trillions of them. And the purpose of these cells is to do what, Mikey? To keep us well, right?
Right.
Huh? Just like you have enzymes. You have about 3,000 different type of enzymes in the body. And there are some heart enzyme, there are liver enzyme, there is a digestive enzyme. They're all there, but they all have a purpose of dealing with certain functions in our body. So we have to keep them in balance. I want to use the word balance loosely, because once the body is balanced, things cannot develop. Another thing I want to mention again about cancer is lots of herbalists, so-called herbalists, because we have a lot of them over here too, who say they're herbalists. You know what I mean? Lots of so-called herbalists try to treat cancer by just giving you herbs. Follow me? And they don't understand that if you have a cancer in one area of the body and you want to prevent that cancer from moving to another area of the body and developing colonies there, it is very significant to keep the other parts of the body strong so that the cancer don't go there. You follow what I'm saying to you? Very significant. So for instance, if your cancer is in your lung, possibility that cancer will go to your brain or may go to your liver, because the liver and the lung correspond to each other. So what we try to do is to create a hostile environment in the liver so that the cancer can't go over there. Even though it gets there, the liver could fight it out because of the Kupffer cells. I want you all to go look up the Kupffer cells, man. Educate yourselves about your body. Your liver have enzymes, and there are Kupffer cells that protect you, that detoxify a lot of the junk that we eat on a regular basis. Once you have these Kupffer cells in your liver functioning in phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification of that organ, ain't no cancer could go and develop. I'm telling you, man. And that's the reason why I said that cleansing and the detoxification is significant, right? How many people in Grenada detoxify their organs? Eat 3 meals per day. And the doctor says to them, don't go by them herbalists because the body clean itself. So you're not supposed to clean because the body clean itself. Here my answer to the doctors now. Yeah, Dr. Man, that's all good. The body clean itself. But Dr. Man, if the body was cleaning itself so well, how come we coming down with diseases? Follow me, Mikey? Right? So if the body clean itself so well, we're not supposed to get cancer, digestive disorders, lupus, and all these diseases, because they're coming from bad eating habits. See? So you must clean. Now, if that doctor said to me, the body clean itself 300 and 400 years ago, when there was no cars, when the food wasn't contaminated, when the air wasn't all polluted, the water we drinking is bad, I could understand. But we are living in a society whereby the water is bad, the food is bad, the air is bad, living in your house is bad, outside with electromagnetic fields, they're all bad. So we have to accommodate the body in terms of preventing these devils from accumulating in our bodies. See what I'm saying to you? So I'll give you a good example. If you buy a multivitamin, the multivitamin going to say the RDA allowance. The RDA allowance allow you to have only 30 milligrams of vitamin C per day. The RDA allowance only allow you to have 10 milligrams of B1 per day. The RDA allowance only allow you to have 15 or 5 milligrams of vitamin B2 per day. That don't work, because you're living in a toxic environment today. So you have to speed up on those. You have to increase them. So instead of taking 30 milligrams per day of vitamin C, I take 5,000 milligrams. You see what I'm saying to you? Because we're living in a toxic environment. See? So we want to promote to Grenadians today cleansing and detoxification of your bodies. Because Grenadians have the good foods, but it's getting with cancer. They come down with cancer on an alarming rate. How come? And we are only 133 square miles. 90,000 people. And we had 1,500 and some plus people in 2015 came down with cancers. And we had over 865 people in Grenada died from the disease in 2015. And it's getting worse. And we have young brothers now. A young brother who have cancer of the testicles. and went all the way to, because they get cancer, they go Trinidad, they go America, they go Canada, they go in the UK, and they come back in a box. See what I'm saying to you? All the way to Trinidad with his cancer in his testicles, they remove his testicles, give him radiation and chemotherapy. Cancer still went to his liver, still went to his lung, and now they gave him 4 months to live. You see what I'm saying? So Grenadians have to listen. You all in listening. You all feel that you all could go and eat 3 meals per day, go lay down with food in your belly and you all stay well. I must school you all today. Clean your body out on a regular basis. Don't care what your doctor said, but don't clean. You must clean and you must detoxify. See what I'm saying? Because your organs, your liver, your kidney, your lung, your heart, your blood need to work together, and your intestines. See? So the older people used to do what, Mikey, before we went to school? Before we go back to school, what the older people used to do?
Give you a washout?
Give us a washout. All right? But the older people was wise, because they knew for a fact that the small or the large intestines is the sewage system. And that is where you store all your garbage. So they knew that. See? And they also knew, the older people that is, also knew that if you keep that organ clean, which is the large intestines, you clean it out, they knew for a fact that the other organ would have breathed better. You see what I'm saying? Because once you clean that particular organ properly, the blood stream will stay well, because that particular organ also cleans your blood. So once you clean that large intestines, your liver gonna breathe better, your kidney gonna breathe better, your small intestine gonna breathe better, your lung and your heart gonna breathe better. And that's the reason why that is the first place we must go to clean the sewage system. And once you clean that, I go a little further. And the further I go is to use herbs now. And the herbs that we're supposed to use, supposed to do what? Go into the body and help the body to detoxify the other organs. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about getting the Kupffer cells, or the 450, P450 pathway of the liver working well. So that anything coming into that system, you have the P450 pathway of the liver helps to what? To detoxify all these garbage that's coming back. That's very significant. So liver health is very significant in keeping the body well, because the liver have over 500 functions. Mm-hmm. So what we do, we detoxify the cells on a cellular level. See? Because if your cells is full of acid and mucus and junk, especially in the mucous membranes. And that's the reason why when you have herpes and you have HIV and you have HTLV virus and cytomegalovirus and hepatitis B virus, we must go to the mucous membranes. We must clean up the mucous membranes. And we must clean up also the lymphatic system. That is very significant. If you want to kill any kind of virus, you understand? So the mucous membranes must be cleansed. So we go to the cells. Thank you, Mikey. So we go to the cells, and what we do is we detoxify the cells on a cellular level. See? So once we detoxify the cells on a cellular level, we are removing acid and toxins from the cells. That's called one phase of detoxification of your cells. Then we go into the cell membranes, and we help the cell membranes to function better, preventing the cell membranes from collapsing, especially if the person have sickle cell and sickle cell anemia. We have to use her for that. But while you are detoxifying your cells and your organs, you can't go and eat no food and all set a big plate of oxtail and fry this and fry that and stand up in a line in these fast food places to get these things to eat. You know what I mean? And that's why you're all killing yourself on a regular basis, because you all don't do these things. And that's why when you all reach 40 and 50 years old, you all look like you're all 80 already, because you don't detoxify your organs. And I'm talking facts. And I'm vexed because we're dying prematurely. You understand? So all Grenadians, listen. You must take time out to spend or get or put away 4 to 5 days, every month, to clean your body out and detoxify them organs and detoxify your cells. Otherwise, you are going to be in statistics of a disease. I'm telling you all. You know what I mean? Because right now you have kidney stones is bombarding Grenadians. You have kidney failure from diabetes and hypertension is bombarding Grenadians. And all these brothers are talking about is developing a dialysis center. They have to teach you all how to prevent kidney disease and kidney failure. Don't talk about building a dialysis center and not telling you how to prevent the disease. You understand? They're saying to you, okay, get kidney failure, get diabetes, get hypertension, get lupus, and when you get all these diseases, we're going to build a dialysis center for you. I'm saying to you, don't get it. You know what I mean? Detoxify your body on a regular basis. And then you create a hostile environment in your body to prevent any disease. Because once your organs are strong and any disease come in, they can't function. Because your body is so strong and your cells are so detoxified, they're going to fight for you because that's what they're for. They are your protectors, they're your friends. But by eating the way you eat on a regular basis, you cause your same friends in your body, which is your cells, to become your enemy. And once he become your enemy, he could become a dangerous enemy to you because he can take your life. You understand? And the cancer will come and kill you. And when the cancer kills you, the cancer commits suicide. You follow me? So let me teach you now a few things that you can do to create a hostile environment, by detoxifying and cleansing your body to cancers and different diseases. Number 1, eat a rainbow diet. Look at the rainbow. The rainbow in the sky has different colors, red, green, and gold. Eat the foods that have different colors, especially vegetables. You know what I mean? Because they are your protectors. They're more protective to your system from getting cancer than any other food. They're what we call secondary foods. See? So, first thing is a rainbow diet. You eat rainbow foods in different colors. But the average Grenadian go to any restaurant today, Mikey, what do they order for? Stew fish, stew chicken, rice and peas, and all these ripe plantain and all these starches that they say good for you all. Yam, tanya, dashing, block of fig. You know what I mean? Starches kill your all mucous membranes. You understand? And they say it's ground food. Yeah? But the ground food is not better than the food, for the food from the trees. They're not better. You know what I mean? And that's the reason. So if all the ground food they're eating so much in Grenada is so good for them, how come they have so much diabetes? How come they have so much high blood pressure? You know what I mean? So the average person go to a restaurant and they order for this 2 chickens, 2 fish, 2 this, 2 that. And in that plate is an acid diet. It's an acid diet, Mikey. Because all them foods in that plate you eat on a regular basis every day in Grenada is acid foods. All the starches, acids, proteins, acid, fats, acids, oils, acid. And you have a small amount of what? The rainbow foods in your plate. So how you going to get better? How you going to stay well? You can't. Because all these foods do is create an acid environment in the body and into your cells and cause you to get sick long term. Because we were taught to eat that way. This is the wrong way to eat. See? So the first thing you have to do is to create a rainbow or eat a rainbow diet to create a hostile environment in your body to cancers and to different diseases. Because the rainbow foods are more alkaline foods and they should be your secondary foods. See? The second thing you have to do for me is to eat the good fats and stay away from the bad fats. And even some of the good fats are not good for you either. Too much of the good fats is not good for you either. So you have to have a handful of the good fats every day, especially if you pass the age of 40. Because once you pass the age of 40, your good, too much of your good fats is not good for you either. Clog up your arteries too. So that's false information about eat the GLA and your this day and eat them on a regular basis. Too much of them are not good for you either. So good fats over the bad fats. The third thing you have to do to create a hostile environment in your body to cancer, Grenadians, is to eat a high potassium, low sodium diet. A high potassium, low sodium diet. But if you have kidney disease, your potassium intake should be limited. That's the third thing you have to do, is to eat a high potassium, low sodium diet. Because too much sodium ain't no good for you either, especially sodium chloride from the salt that you're eating from the supermarket. They're bad for you. They kill your cells. They kill your veins. They give you arthritis and they give you varicose veins too. They harden your veins. And they cause your veins to pop long term. And they give you aneurysm too. That's salt from the sodium, from the table salt that you eat on a regular basis. Number 4, high nutrient diet and low junk food diet. They will kill me, Mikey, innit? That's why you want us to be perfect. The Bible says be perfect like your Father in heaven. All the Christians who listening, the Bible says be perfect like your Father in heaven. You understand what Christ said? The same Christ what you follow. That's what he said. Be perfect like your Father is in heaven. So eat perfect. High nutrient diet, low junk food diet. Why high nutrient diet? Because the more nutrients in your foods, is the more your cells respond to you. The more nutrients in your foods, is the more your endocrine system respond to you. Like the thymus gland, which need vitamin B6 and zinc and vitamin C. The more nutrient foods you eat, is the better your spleen going to function. The more nutrient food you eat, is the better your pineal gland on your pituitary gland going to function as a woman to keep your hormones well. Yeah? The more nutrient foods you eat, your liver going to stay well. And you're going to feed your cells. So a high nutrient, low junk food diet. The next one is to keep the body and the bloodstream in an alkaline terrain. Always try to keep the bloodstream at a pH, potential hydrogen, at 7.0, 7.45. By eating a food that is more alkaline, which is the secondary foods. And eat your primary foods. So your primary foods are your legumes and your peas and your beans. They're what we call primary foods. Eat more of them with the secondary foods. Because I want to mention today that a lot of fruits should not be eaten. And they're going to say, this is crazy. We should be eating a lot of fruits. Yes, fruits should only be 20% of your diet, like proteins. Because too much fruits can make the body come too cold. And too much fruits could also hamper your absorption of your minerals because they make you eliminate minerals. Because they make you go to the bathroom a lot. So there should be just 10 to 20% of your diet, and they should never be eaten in the morning or in the night because they're cooling foods and they could cause you to get cold long term. And that's why we said vegetables should be secondary foods, because too much of the vegetables also could cause the body to become too cold. See, you know what I'm talking about. That's good herbal medicine. So the tertiary foods should be 20% of your diet, and those are what? If you're eating your flesh foods, your fish, your chicken, your turkey, whatever you want to eat, that's your choice. But there should only be 20% of your diet, because they are building foods, but they are also toxemia foods because of the length of time they take to come out of your body. See? The next one, the last but not least, is to eat your foods that will cause you to eliminate waste regularly. You hear that, Mikey? Eat foods that will cause you to eliminate waste regularly. In that way, you follow these principles, you can or will create a hostile environment in your body to any disease. And if you get any one of them, you will kill the disease fast, because the body is at peak and in balance. Because the bloodstream is well. The cells are working good. The glands, thymus gland, bone marrow, spleen, lymphatic system is working well, because they're all part of the immune system to keep you healthy. But when you eat the wrong foods and your acid foods every day, Grenadians eating acid, and trying to figure out why all you're sick. You're trying to figure out why the hospital full of people like you all eating 3 meals per day. And they don't see me because I only eat once per day, 3-4 days per week. And I don't end up inside there. So how come they tell you that food is your medicine? He said, food shall be for your medicine. But you are ending up in a hospital every single day, running to them people with different diseases. And you're eating 3 meals per day. And your food's supposed to be for your medicine. That's common sense. So that means you have to try to make a change, mutate your mind, and say, no, they make us feel eating 3 meals per day is good. So how come we eating 3 meals per day and we have high blood pressure? We're getting kidney disease. We have diabetes. We're getting lupus. We're getting cancer faster. And we're eating 3 meals per day. How come? And the man who is eating 3 meals per day, he ain't sick. That means something is wrong with us. That means they taught you all wrong. And they come and teach you all about eat a pyramid diet. Mikey, eat a pyramid diet. What's a pyramid diet, Mikey?
I don't know.
The so-called dietitians come and tell you all to eat a pyramid diet. What's a pyramid diet? A pyramid diet is all the 6 food group in one plate. So if that diet was so sound, as they tell you all, how come you're eating that same pyramid diet that they promote so well in Grenada, and all you're full of sicknesses? Yeah? I'm being blunt. All you're going like me, that's up to you all. I'm vexed. And I'm teaching you all today. How come the same so-called dietitians who tell you all to eat a pyramid diet, and you all been eating it for 40 years, and still sick? That means that pyramid diet is not good for you. That means that pyramid diet is an acid diet, because you can never tell me to eat 6 food groups in one plate, when you know for a fact that if you eat the 6 food groups in one plate, you're going to send conflicting signals to your enzymes, and your enzyme going to say to you, hey, them 6 food groups is messing me up. They're confusing me, because I don't know which one to break down first. And what's going to happen to you? Between your pancreas and your duodenum, which is the beginning of the small intestines, what's going to happen to you? You start to get all kind of troubles there, because the foods can't go nowhere, because you are sending conflicting signals to your enzyme function, man. So you have to change the way you've been eating. And don't eat that pyramid diet, because that pyramid diet will send you in the hospital. That pyramid diet will get you sick long term. You have to eat an alkaline diet. So don't eat your rice and peas with your rice plantain and your yam, tanya, dashin, and your fish and your chicken in one plate. That's a pyramid diet. That's an acid diet. You eat more vegetables with your proteins, and you eat more vegetables with your starch. That's an alkaline diet. So when you eat that way, you will create a fast transit time, meaning that your food will move quick from your stomach to your intestine, not causing no gases. You know what I mean? But when you eat that pyramid diet, you create havoc in your stomach, in the earth system. You create acid, you create mucus, you create fermentation, you create putrefaction. And all these conditions is the condition that causes you to have GERD, acid reflux, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, kidney disease, and all the diseases they say that is caused by man.
Okay. So, I don't know. You spoke about having certain foods in certain quantities, and somewhat the pyramid diet, I don't know, it kind of like promotes the same thing, having a lot of the fruits and the vegetables as the base for what you eat.
Starch, protein in one plate. That's a pyramid diet. That's an acid diet.
But doesn't the quantity matter?
It doesn't matter.
In that case, the proteins will be less. It's a lot less in the pyramid.
That's not matter, Mikey. If I give you a plate of food, and I say, Mikey, here is yam, tanya, dashin, right? Rice, peas, rice plantain, and I give you some fish, and a small amount of vegetables. That's what they do in Grenada already and truly. That's what they cook here. And I say, okay, here, Mikey, because the so-called dietitian said that's a pyramid diet. Now you eat that food. Now tell me what happens to the enzyme, because if you know how the foods function, starch is the acid, protein the acid, fats are acids, all the acids. They're all acid foods, right? And some vegetables are also alkaline. Cucumbers are alkaline. Lettuce is alkaline, right? But the body function in the venous blood, 7.45 alkaline. Arterial blood, 7.45 alkaline. Capillary blood, 7.45 alkaline. Saliva, 7.0 alkaline. Urine, 7.0 alkaline. Intestinal tract secretion, 7.8 alkaline. Pancreatic secretion, 8.0, 8.3 alkaline. The only place that is acidic in the body is where? Your stomach. Because it produces hydrochloric acid. And the hydrochloric acid is there to break down your protein foods. See? But if you eat the way you just talked about a while ago, starches. When you eat a piece of yam, the yam stays what? The yam goes in your mouth, and what happens to the yam? The yam is broken in your mouth. Saliva on your tongue, that's why when we put things on the tongue, it mixes with enzymes. The enzyme called amylase is right there in your saliva and start breaking down all your sugar chains from your carbohydrate foods. Yam, tanya, dashin. Right? When that yam, tanya, dashin get into your stomach, them dietitian even know better. Because when that same yam, and that potatoes and that rice, tanya get into your stomach, that hydrochloric acid that your stomach produces, it kills the enzymes that break down your starch food, the yam and tanya, and the rice. So your rice and your yam can never ever stay in your stomach. It has to move. Because the enzyme is dead. Because the acid in the stomach kills it. So it moves. And it can't stay. So it moves and it goes where? It goes into your small intestines, where your pancreas and your small intestine produces a little bit more of that same enzyme to finish the digestive process of all the starches. So starch do not digest in your stomach. Let me go again. Protein, fish, chicken, pork, beef, turkey. Eat them. What happens to them? Talk to me, Mikey. What happens to the proteins when they get into your stomach? The same hydrochloric acid kills the protease that break down your protein, because protein is an enzyme that break down protein foods. What happens to the fish in your stomach? The same enzyme, the same hydrochloric acid kills the protein that break down the protein. But protein have a backup in the stomach called pectin that resists the acid. So your protein digests where? In your stomach. Now you, Mikey, come to me and say, here, Mikey, here's a plate of food with rice, tanya, dashin, potatoes, macaroni and cheese, they're all acid, starches. And I say, okay, here's some fish and some chicken on the side with some rice plantain, which is a fat, or some fried fish. When you eat that food, Mikey, and that food get into your stomach, tell me what happens to the yam and the tanya. They can't go nowhere. They can't move. They have to wait for that protein, that fish protein, or that chicken protein to digest first before they move. And if your fish takes 7 hours in your stomach, and your chicken take 7 hours in your stomach, that's how long your yam and your tanya and your dashing will take before they move. And but by waiting and being idle, they start to create fermentation and acid and mucus. And once the fish is digested, your starch moves, but it moves undigested into the small intestine and try to finish the digestive process down there. The only problem is now the chicken and the fish can't go nowhere because you have to wait. And he's being fermented also. They can't tell me about digestion. So you start to create havoc in your digestive system. You start to create formaldehyde, sketal, all these different chemicals that cause you to get sick long term. And then you eat that meal 3 times per day, and you go to the bathroom once per day. Where the 2 meals at?
It gets digested, and it does what it's
supposed to. Where the other 2 meals at? They ain't going nowhere. They're getting you sick long term. And that's the reason why Grenadians are so sick with all these different diseases. So I'm here to tell them, change the way you eat. Go to the restaurants and teach the people who cook how you want to eat your foods. Say, okay, I want some fish today, but I'm going to want the fish with some vegetables. Or if you're going to eat that particular way, you're going to make you eat the starch first and give the starch enough time to move, and then you can eat your protein after. That's the way you're going to stay healthy. Other than that, Grenadians going to be sick, and we're going to have a sick nation. And a sick nation can never be a productive nation. What they tell me. In order for you to produce, you have to have a healthy nation. But in order for you to not produce, you're going to have a sick nation, and you're going to have sick people regularly, and cancer going to develop, because once you create a hostile environment in your body, you can't get cancer. But you're not creating it because of the way you eat. And when you eat that way, you're going to start to have sketal, formaldehyde, ammonia, all these things developing in your body. And once they develop, some kind of sickness will manifest long term, and then the man will come and tell you that there's no cure. Brother love, one love. You finished?
Yeah, we done.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much, folks. That's Patrick Dells.
Blessed day. I think this is our last program, right?
Yeah. This is our last program.
I'm in New York on Monday, the 26th of March, and then we go to Canada then we fly back from Canada to Miami, to Florida. I think we're going to Naples. And then we're going to come back to Grenada again in May. And then we're going to go back in May again, going to the UK. And we're going to go, I think we're going to Chicago. And we're going to California, spreading the message, okay, of health. All right? Bless and love, Mikey. Give thanks for having me, all right?
All right, no problem, folks. And that's Mr. Worldwide. That's Patrick Dels, and those of you online.
I wouldn't say I vex, but I vex. So I talk, but I mean nothing bad.
We understand.
That's the way I speak.
We understand.
Wonderful.
All right, so folks, that's Mr. Patrick Dels, and we're gonna have another program, but not next week because he's going to be out. Thank you to the folks online for joining us.